So, good evening, guys, and welcome to OTL for one last time this season and one last time for F1 2021. It is round 22, and we head to the floodlit sands of Abu Dhabi. We do have Jensen somewhere in the background joining us for the final race of the season. Of course, Drivers' Championship got tied up last week by young Mike. Constructors still very much on the line, although McLaren pretty much just need one car to finish, and they will seal that as well. I hope you're well, Jensen.
Alright.
And we go for one last time this season. I think will this be on our Thursday? We have Thursday to go. Thursday will be our last comms of F1 2021 together. And maybe for a while. Because you'll be a busy boy in your game. Good evening, Pedro and Jay. Jensen is stuffing his face in the background, building up the energy for what he hopes should be a spectacular race. With not much on the line, the two McLaren guys, just one of them having to finish. Maybe we could... I don't even... I lost my train of thought, because... if anyone wants to jump in and it's a joke on someone, send an invite. Jensen, do you wish to go destroy the boys? There's a couple of seats left.
No.
And no prep. Oh, no. I've readied up. You have the choice. Adam says anyone, so I'm pretty sure if you would wish to, I don't think it'd be an issue.
Fuck it.
Oh, yay, language, right.
Are
you away to race?
What car can I go in?
Anyone that's free, there is only one. I think that's what Adam was saying.
Which one?
Let me see. Let me just message him and find out.
They're asking me to spectate.
I am speaking with Adam. Carry on, sir. You have been authorized to get in a vehicular mobile.
Oh, cool. What vehicular mobile?
I'm not so sure. Usually reserves don't pick a car, so I think you just have to wait.
Alright.
But I think she start from the back.
Yeah, don't worry, I will.
And don't worry, Jay doesn't score points. No drivers' points or constructors' points for Mr. Jensen. The guys that are here will finish it on track, and Jensen will be a nice guy when it comes to battles.
Well, wish you best of luck in the comms for the final one then.
No worries, sir. Enjoy. I don't think you've ever joined in an OTL race this season, so enjoy it. Have fun.
That's my first ever OTL race. So,
yeah. So it's in the last race of the season, so it's a nice time to jump in. Enjoy it, sir. I wish you all the best. And he's already away. Kristaps, Skarma, Jay, Pedro, Mike. Good evening, good evening, good evening. And do you know what that is, chat? That's an utter tactic, because I need Jensen in best form to bring home Constructors' Championship on Wednesday. So now I have him in a car getting a bit of practice early. Oosh! That's what you call taking one for the team. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, chat. I know I've done it to you all OTL boys, but it is what it is. So, as we said, Mike has tied up the Drivers' Championship last week. Well, each of the McLaren men only needing 1 point pretty much to seal up the Constructors. I'm just talking with Adam. so on to qualifying we go. Are we a full grid for the last race? Oh, some flashing lights everywhere. Big brain, you see, you get it, Jay, you understand. And he doesn't score points here, so he won't impact the fight in any day. So yeah. Oh my god, it's like twinkle toes on the screen. Look at what is happening. They're having a party for the start of the race. I don't know, Rob, we should be. I think the guys are all just playing funny beggars with the flinky lights. Jensen is racing, yes. That's a spectacular spectator move. See what I did there? To get my man some pre-practice for him clutching up Constructors' Championship. Good evening, Nadeem. Are you in a car this evening, Nadeem? You are. Good to see. You always bring a nice dynamic to the race. I hope you are all very, very well, chat. And excited for one last go this season. Of course, some of you guys are unrealistic. But in terms of OTL, this is it for the season. And at a track that we may just see something different. The guys on no ABS or no traction are really going to struggle with temperature issues around here. It's just the nature of the circuit. Can they keep them under control? We've seen Mike say that he's going to struggle in things like that before, but then tends to just drive off into the distance, so that is not always the case for some. I think they bluff a good game. And we can pretty much guarantee that there will be no rain. If there's rain at Abu Dhabi, I would be absolutely stunned. So Mr. Rage has made the move to fully no assist, line off, ABS off, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on this evening. And let's see how our championship, or our champion, rounds off that championship. Other good progressors onto the last of the season. Nelly's come on to a bit better form. SBW's had some good form in the running as well. ENTXJ we know has been super strong. And I think F. Lewis, if he can have a better qualifying, I think he could be set up for a better race also. If we go on board with ENTXJ and he's Alfa Romeo. And of course next year we'll be going straight on here, but still the chicane. And who else do we have out now? Chubby Slug and Mr. VSR. This will be him pretty much just doing an installation work. I think Jensen will go from the back of the grid here. Of course, anybody that knows Jensen knows he's got the pace to do very, very well. Kristaps is just going to run over turn 3 and 4. When you carry too much speed there, you can invalidate this on next lap, so that's something you need to be aware of. Dixie going to get out of the way of Scarlett. I think Scarlett's on an out lap as well. Yeah, Dixie just wants some clear track, although he's pretty still on a bit of an Aston Martin sandwich now. Jay just coming through the last sector, so we'll go with the Alfa Romeo boy for one last onboard of the season on the medium compound tyre. And here we go off the last corner, 4th gear, get the pedal down, heading up to turn 1. Want to use as much of the curb on the right as you dare, and tuck it in nicely to the apex using all the escape mode view. The car gets very, very squirmy. And then a tricky couple of corners here, just come up over the hill of 2 and 3, then back down the hill, and Jay's just going to back out the lap there. So we will flick over to what will be Mr. Jensen coming up over the crest, and his lap may go red, but I think that will be deliberate. Heading back downhill into turns 5, 6 and the hairpin of 7. tucking it up nicely, taking lots of the curb, maximising the track limits and using all to his advantage. Squeezing on the pedal, nice second, early shift to third gear. And down at the back straight we go. Biggest overtaking opportunity of the race, I would say, would come here and in 2 corners time. And it's all about just picking your braking. And I feel coming in just a little bit later here and get the car hooked across to the right. Jensen choosing a shallow line, although he is quicker than me, so that is probably the better line to be on, to be honest. Now tricky sector 3 coming up. And it is a technical little circuit right from the off. You head up the hill through the triple chicane. Then it's a tricky right-hander using all of the limits there, and some early drift wide. He's trying to pick up an invalidation, I think, there, and he just can't get it to go. So we'll see if he is able to pick up one at any point. Or is he going to bank the lap? Is he just going to lay all the OTL boys to the sword? Oh no, there we go. He's still not getting it. He's trying super hard. And he's just going to box it anyway. Chubby Slug is invalidated, so where do we have a lap coming in that last sector? ENTXJ, I think he's just going to open again. It's a 48.9 for Jay. You know, he backed right off that lap. Whereas Dixie, he's invalidated also. So where is Mike? Mike's on a lap. He is coming into sector 3, our OTL season 4 champion. So let's stay on board as he snatches a little inside lockup. Heading up the hill, and Jensen gets himself disqualified for being parked in a dangerous location, you naughty, naughty boy. There's a 36.3 for Chris Stapson. There you see just how much ENTXJ got off his lap. Mike hooking up nicely. I'm surprised he never... He is prone a little bit of front locking, but he managed to keep it at bay there. He's having quite a nice and tidy last sector here. 35 flat from the deep. And expect Mike to be somewhere around there also, even just a little bit in front. Off the last corner he goes. It's a 35.5 for Mike. Half a second away. And Ranger now slots in a 35.4. Matty in the mediums 36.2. As the laps times start to come firing in, I think we get Shiv in the last sector, but he's invalidated. Pavel coming up over the hill, and he touches that inside curb. Car goes round, and that is going to be a theme of the day, I would think. That first sector up over the crest of the hill can be utterly ruthless. Clarky, I never even seen Clarky sneak into the session. So through the last corner goes Clarky on his medium compound tyre. It's a 35.8 for the man in the Williams. Chubby Slug going for another lap. He's going to drift wide of that last corner, and he's just coming into the pits. Something not quite working there for Matt, I don't think. Rob Wills barreling down the last sector. Is that Mr. Race? He's just in a right lap, so we'll stay with Rob. She comes into the last couple of corners. Where can Rob put his McLaren? Higher side of the 35, so 35.8. He will slot onto that second row of the grid thus far with his teammate. And that would be a very, very nice way to round out the season if they could bring that home. Mr. Rage out in the session. He's had a moment. Where has Rage had a moment out this corner, I think? Oh, he has. He's dropped the car and round he's went. So let's watch Dixie in his first ever no traction hot lap in a session. And that looked much better from Adam. That time I seen him coming off the hairpin. We'll watch him as he heads down the back straight. And the last sector will really test him to his limits on the no traction, because the rear tyres will be absolutely baking by that point of the lap. Tucks up nicely, a little squeeze of the throttle, let the car drift wide, smash the throttle down. DRS back open, heading down the second DRS on off the track. And into sector 3, as I've said, the little technical sucker that it is. So it's all just about carrying the speed. The rear of the car getting a bit upset there with the curb, but he's looking reasonably tidy. So 2 corners to go for Dixie, and he's very good through the second to last corner. That was absolutely on the limit. 1 corner to go, to the line he goes, and it's a 37.8 on his medium compound tyre, but that is not too bad at all, I think, for your first ever hot lap on no traction. Let's go on board with Nelly. How is his sector 2 looking? It's a 58.7, so Nelly's right up there. And Mike's retired from the session. He's had a moment. Our champion has crashed out in qualifying. On his second run of the session, so a 35.5 will be best for Mike. I think we might see him fall down the order just a little bit before the end of the session. So 1 corner to go for Nelly, and he's going to back out the lap, so he chooses not to complete it. The chubby slug not far behind on a lap, using all of the track there that he could. Out the last corner he goes, he's going to the right hand. Why did he go to the right hand side of the track though? You silly man, Matt. Stay straight. Shortest distance. So 35.9 for Matt. Could definitely be jumping Clarkey and Rob Wills, but of course Clarkey set his lap on that medium compound tyre, so he's got a chunk of time to find. Let's look further down the order. They're all in the pits at the moment. Oh, I think Nadeem may be on a lap actually. He's 4.5 tenths down. So unless he's got a chunk of time in this last sector. So 3 corners to go for Nadeem. Where can he put the car? Yellow flag in sector 2, but I think that is just a car letting another through, and Nadeem also into the pits. That's very strange what's going on here. A lot of invalidated laps racking up for the drivers. So let's find someone on a hot lap. Sorry chat, I was just doing the flow thing there. We've got Scammer 1 second up, so a high 36 to Scam inbound, but he'll have more time to come. 8.5 tenths up. So he's actually lost a bit of time in that middle sector. But let's see, last sector, how much time has he got in the pocket? He is the only man in the last sector at the moment. So we'll stay with the Aston Martin man. Just a couple of curvers left to go now for Paul. Second last, oh, and he's going to pick up an invalidation there. He just turns in a little bit too early. So nearly finally on his lap. Let's see how Clark is getting on. He is on his soft run. He's 4.5 tenths up. That's all that was shown, mate. That would be for sector 2 split, so there's maybe some more time in the lap. Into the last corner he goes. Oh, and he picks up an invalidation, and it would have been a 34.6. So he would have been 4 tenths ahead in a deep. Clarky also getting himself disqualified for being parked in a dangerous location. How did SPW get disqualified just for being SPW? Even Codemasters knows. And they don't know a lot. So Matty, the podium man in HR last week, what kind of form can he bring to the table for the last race in OTL? Chubby Slug just opening his lap. I think we've got Nelly further behind as well. Matty looking nice and competitive, and then the game decides to show us a Haas not far behind. That was very strange. So through the last corner comes Matty, and it's going to be a 35.7. He puts himself up to P4 at the moment. So who else do we have in the lead on a lap? Jay Bradfield, he's backing out. He's going to go into the pits. And Mr. Rage out, Clarky out, Jensen out. Of course they get disqualified. I'd love to know what SPW get disqualified for. That's very, very interesting. So is Shiv on the lap? I think he is here. Let's stay with the Ferrari, man. He managed to find someone on Hall. I think Rob Wills is maybe further ahead. In fact, yes, he is. There's Jay in an outlap behind. Who's the Alfa Romeo? It's also Jay. So let's stay with Rob. He is the lead man, and then we can filter back to one of the guys further back on the lap. And he does find a couple of tenths, does Rob, goes back onto the front row of the grid beside his teammate. 35.5 and P4 thus far. Ian TXJ though seems very aggressive for the first couple of corners. Down the back straight he goes, and a little bit of a toll from a teammate coming up. F. Lewis trying to propel his teammate up as far as he can go. A little bit of teamwork in action for the last race of the season. And F. Lewis just drives straight on. I wonder if that incited Jay a little bit. Maybe it made him laugh. At least if anything it'll make the last one rather entertaining. How F. Lewis did not retire from that, I will never know. Three tenths up for Jay, so a mid 35 inbound as it stands. Can he harness some more time in the last sector to get himself just a little bit further? And Chubby Slug now 35.4 as the checkered flag falls in the session, so P2 at the moment for Matt. I didn't realise he was on a lap ahead. Skarma will get himself up inside the top 10 for the start of the race. Jay though, one of our next men, he picks up an invalidation. No, poor Jay. As the Shiv Skarma's off his lap. F. Lewis has invalidated Pavel Josiak, where he's coming into the last sector, not got a time set just yet. Whereas Ranger got a few corners to go to show me. It's him just a little bit up, and it would be enough for him. Oh, and he gets an invalidation. So the lap is over, it's over for Rob Wills. Jay's lap's over, Shiv's is over. So I think the only guy now is Pavel with a few corners to go. He's going to be the last man to set a qualifying session of this season in OTL. He keeps it within the limits in that third to last corner with 2 to go. Where can he put the car? One more corner and the last car to take the checker flag in a qualifying session goes P14. It's a 40.2 for Pavel, and he slots in at the back of the grid. So Bradfield, Rage, F. Lewis, Clarkey, Jensen and SPW not getting a lap time on the board, but look at that front row. Nadeem from Chubby Slug, second row Ranger and our champion Mike. In the third row Rob Wills and Matty, fourth row Kristaps and Jay, fifth row Shiv and Skarma. Yep, I know, Jay man, looked a strong lap. Row 5 Shiv and Skarma, row 6 Dixie and Pedro, row 7 Nelly and Pavel, row 8 Jay, Bradfield and Rage, row 9 F. Lewis and Clarkey, and row 10 Jensen and SPW. So that is the final qualifying order of the game in OTL. So there it is confirmed, and then look how close it was between Chubby Slug, Ranger and Mike. Absolutely nothing splitting them. Rob Wills is right in that fight as well, as is Matty. So Abu Dhabi's usually quite boring, but this could be an entertaining one. So let's see how we progress into the race. Some guys further back to watch as well. Jensen and Clarkey could make some very entertaining stuff on their way through. Nice to see a full 20 car grid for the race. So now Nadeem's a reserve, so I wonder if Chubby Slug gets that pole point. And the crowd are having a good old time for watching some cars just sitting on the grid. Look at them go. It was a good day. That's them just happy that the season's finished. So, one last formation lap to go, and I think we're about to begin that any moment now. And we are. So Nadeem from Chubby Slug, Ranger from Mike, Rob Wills from Matty, Kristaps, then ENTXJ, Shiv, then Skarma. Skarma will round out the top 10. Then we've got Dixie, Pedro, Nelly, Pavel, Bradfield, Rage, F. Lewis, Clarkey, Mr. Jensen and SPW bringing up the rear of the field. And 28 laps to go in what's been a long and arduous season for some. A very successful season for young Mike, his first championship on no assists. In some of the races he was very, very clinical. Mr. Rage will maybe kick himself for some of his races, but the races where he did do well, he seemed to do very well, so that's always a positive. And he's took another step to getting better as well by turning the assists off. And then we've seen some right good progression from guys like Rob, Jay. Dixie's had some good results in OTL. F. Lewis as well started the season very, very strong. Maybe not finishing the way he would like to, but it was very, very good in the early phases of the race, the season. Ranger as well came on with a vengeance. His pace has got very good. I think Matty's come in and been a good addition. And then we've still had the guys like Dixie and Kristaps, Pedro, Nelly. Of course, we can never count out Nelly, who are always just going to keep themselves in that fight. Any opportunities arise, and they add a dynamic to the race that makes it very, very interesting. So, the last sector they go. Oh, excuse me, I'll quickly go and grab a can of juice, chat. Keep myself nice and refreshed. So, Nadeem rounds the last corner. We'll go to Clarkie. He's 3 from home. And my voice went quite funny there when I said 3, so the game will take over any moment. Just about now, I think it takes him. Clarkie's game giving him no wheel spin off the last corner. That was a bit rubbish. So for one last time, they take their grid slots. We go to Nadeem and we watch from afar as the Abu Dhabi, the finale, round 22 in the OTL season, gets set for off, and they are away. We actually couldn't see any lights, so it was hard to see Mike squirm in the rear of the car as he gets off the line. So Nadeem clears way from Chubby Slug, who goes a bit wide in the exit of one. Then from Mike, Ranger, Matty, Kristaps, Jay, Rob Wills, Shiv, Pavel, F. Lewis and Dixie all have moments. F. Lewis now tumbling to the back of the grid. Has he had a moment through the first couple of corners? I think he has. And the team doing what he needs to do to keep out front. But look at the pressure the champions putting on Chubby Slug in that P2 position. And they'll need to be careful because Rangers trying to get involved in this fight as well. They're going to drag race now down into turn 5. Down the back straight, and Clark and VSR Jensen, they're making some good moves. Pedro up a couple as well. The two Haas boys done very, very well in the opening laps. And down the order they go. And Mike will get the better of Chubby Slug, but Chubby Slug's going to try and come back at him here. Mike's going to use the energy though. Is Matt going to try and push back through? He'll switch to the outside line. Mike will squeeze him over. Is he going to try and send it all the way? He'll roll the long way round. Bold but adventurous Mike, the wily old fox, covers that one off as we filter further back down the grid. What is happening there? You get Pedro and Dixie all having a bit of a fight. SPW made a few positions. And the grid staying relatively close as we round the last corner for the first time this race. And Chubby Slug now being left for dead just a little bit as Mike and Nadeem start to drop him off that DRS window. And look at Jay, he's up 3 already. Showing the potential of pace in the qualifying. Of course that last lap got away from him. Oh, and Matoman, he's out, he's dropped the car, and we've got a VSC out, and Matoman ends the season in dramatic fashion in lap 2 of the race. He is round at turn 3. And that will be that for Chubby Slug's championship. So just a VSC, no full course safety car at the moment. So who's our biggest gainers off the opening laps? We've got Jay up 4, Pavel up 8, Pedro up 4, Clarky and Jensen both managed to gain 7. Rage is up 3, SPW up 5. Nearly in a bit of a cork in the bottle. So a long old VSC this. Will anybody jump on the pit stop? That's the question. I think it's still a bit early to get off the soft compound tyre and we're back to green flag racing, so now it's too late for anyone to jump on them. As DRS is enabled, getting on to lap 3 of the race. And now will we see some action down this back straight? Oh, and Jay, what's happened to Jay there? I said a moment up over the hill, rear the car getting light, and that's going to be a theme of today. For some reason the cars just don't feel good at all as they crest the hill. They get very sketchy on the rear. Now Ranger up into 3rd position. We get Mike in P2. Lewis picks up a time penalty for multiple warnings. And he's the first man of the race, and Pablo now going through on Matty on his fresh medium compound tyre. Matty not putting up too much of a fight there. And will he be able to come back at Pablo on DRS? Pablo now up 10 positions at medium tyre, working very, very well. Is he the lead? Is he the lead driver on the medium compound? Yes, he is. As he sets the fastest lap of the race now. And Ranger goes round from P3 in the grid. And again, another driver claimed at turn 3. Lewis picks up another time penalty for multiple warnings, and Ranger falls down the order quite dramatically. And the safety car is out. F. Lewis out in the session. He's dropped it in the last sector. The second to last corner, where Rage dropped it in qualifying, and the safety car comes out. So a free pit stop for the soft compound tyres. And a rebunching of the grid inbound. So Pablo, Clarky and Jensen all continue on. Mike and Nadeem all on for a fresh medium compound tyre. SPW will continue on as well, and now the full grid has flipped in its race, and SPW will manage to get back in and reconnected and rejoin in P5. So I think everybody's took a pit stop, so they're in order. It's Pavel from Clark, 8 from Jensen from Rage, SPW P5, Skarma P6, Nadeem P7, Mike 8, Nelly 9, Matty P10, J P11, Pedro P12, Shiv P13, Robbels 14, Ranger 15, Christap 16, J Bradfield P17 and Dixie P18. And will Dixie join in time for the safety car to go on this lap? I don't think he will, so will he choose now to go to the medium compound tyre? That's the question. I think that would be a smart decision. And is he going to box? He is going to box. It took him a really long time to think about that one, and Pavel nearly getting disqualified for overtaking the safety car, or he would get a penalty at least. So that's something he needs to be very, very aware of. So Dixie does go into a fresh medium compound tyre, and he will catch up in plenty of time. So I think we'll get a safety car in this lap. I think we've got no reason to hold the grip for any longer. 22 laps to go. There'll be 22 laps of racing, I should say, once the safety car goes in. So yes, it is safety car in this lap. So Pavel will now control the restart. We will stay on board with the Haasman. He's not been in this position since he joined. So he's got to just stay cool. He's got some very, very fast drivers behind him as well. So let's see when he chooses to get going. We need to let that safety car get away for a bit yet. So the launch is now in his control. Oh, and Clarkey overtaking him there. Will Clarkey get a penalty? And now that's caught Clarkey napping massively. Look at Jensen's strike on that restart. Pavel leaves it late, and Jensen will go up the inside. Clarkey's going to try and fight it off as he gets a bit of snap oversteer, but Jensen will get through. And look at Nadeem getting through, and Rage also into turn 3. Rage wants to be very delicate on that curb on the inside line as we get back to racing here at Abu Dhabi. Michael trying to slide it down the inside as Rage shoots deep on the brakes, and he gets the job done there on Skarma. Mr. Rage just struggling to find his braking points on the restart. What's happening further down the order? People getting stuck in. SPW's fell all the way back down. I'm not quite sure what's happened there. He's not picked up any damage, so he is just racing for position. But let's see Pavel now and Jensen going side by side. And Jensen, look at this on the cutback. Here he goes. He'll get on the energy, and Jensen wants to get out in front, but Pavel's going to fight it all the way down the back straight, heading up towards turn 9. Can Jensen go all the way round the outside? They'll go side by side. And here they go. Space has been left. Very, very considerate driving, and I think Jensen will get the job done through into quite an unorthodox place in the track, but he gets the move. And now what pace has he got? Can he pull away? And Mike is not finished with this one either in his fresh medium tyre. And through goes Mr. Mike. Rage tried to defend it off, but not much he could do. But still running a very respectable P6 at the moment. And we got a yellow flag, sector 3, who's that? Dixie is out of the race. Let's see if he's going to join me. That could be a safety car. He'd be a good man to be in the comms box for the end of the season as well. So is that going to be a safety car? No, it's just a yellow flag, Mr. Rage, and now it is a VSC out. Full course safety car has been re-triggered. Now, what do those guys do? Mike, Nadeem, they feel they've just hit a jackpot because they could go to the end of the race now, I would imagine. I'll be pretty close to it. Jensen and Pavel for me would need to box again. No worries, Mr. Adam. So, Pavel and Jensen both box. Jensen could be triggering maybe a 2-stop from here. He might go soft. Get punchy, a little bit aggressive, have some fun with it, and that looks to be the way he's going. It is a fresh, soft compound tyre going in the car. He will filter back down, and oh, that was just a little bit of lag there. He is out well ahead, and Pavel in P11. All the cars behind have jumped to the pits. So now the running order is Clarky from the team, Mike P3, Rage 4, J5, Matty 6, Christop 7, SPW 8, Ranger 9, J Bradfield 10, Jensen P11, Pavel P12, Shiv P13, Rob P14, Pedro 15, Skarma 16 and Nelly P17. Everybody from Jensen down on a fresh compound tyre. I think Jensen, Pavel probably 2-stop it from the softs from here. So, no safety car in this lap. I think we'll go one more because we have a couple of cars that are a little bit further back. Skarma, Nelly and Pedro still to catch the pack. I wonder if Shiv, Rob, Pedro, Skarma will feel like their medium tyre goes to the end of the race here. I think it could. 19 or 18 laps of racing. Yeah, I think the medium tyre could get to the end of the race, so this race could turn on its head yet again as we get deeper into it. Good evening, Mr. Dixie.
Good evening.
I mean, a very respectable 9 laps lasted. I used only lap 5 and I've ran no traction for years.
Do you know what? I was just... You might as well say. Otherwise, I felt comfortable. I felt comfortable with no traction. I should have listened to you months ago.
See?
I just, you know, when you just have that bit of doubt.
Yeah, of course. And the fact that the first time you've run it, you've noticed why you've had that spin straight away is a very, very good sign.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I called some key moments in the race before the race started. I will say I called Matthew crashing.
Did you think he would crash so early?
Yes.
Did he go away angry?
I'm going to be honest, and I feel quite bad. I don't. The moment he crashed, everybody in the party laughed. He left immediately.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, but it was one of those moments. What can we say? But yeah, it was fun in the party. It was very loud, very fun. Nelly's gone. I don't know. Is Nelly an AI? Because he hasn't said a word in the party since the race started, so I'm not sure where Nelly's gone.
Yeah, it could be.
There is one thing I want to bring up now I'm in here actually, Chris. People need to stop breaking the breaker boards on purpose.
Is it on purpose?
I believe so, mate. I mean, in quali I was watching it myself, everybody missing the first chicane just because the new track layout's going to be that. Well, it's not this game. Breaker boards have all been taken out. And it's not fair on the guys that are running no assists, no line. So, it'll be something I will look into for next season. People are caught doing it, they will be penalised.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So Clarkey
Yes.
on the restart in the last sector, safety car scampering away. Jensen, I think, went to a 2-stop.
No, he was on the softs.
Yeah, so he's going to get punchy.
I was on the 4-stop.
The 4-stop. So Clarkey is launched nice and early. He's going to go way before the second to last corner and try and get a monumental jump. And I tell you, that's a very good place to launch. He's managed to put a second almost on the Dean off the restart. And that's exactly what he needed on that older medium compound tyre. Pretty much status quo between the top 5, although Jay is starting to get a little bit of a run on Mr. Rage.
Mr. Rage, I lad, doing pretty well with no assists. Second race, no assists. Give him some credit.
Jensen getting through in Ranger. That fresh soft compound tyre working an absolute treat. We're going to see a big move. The dive bomb on the dive bomb master. SPW defend the inside line, so Jensen will need to roll it all the way around the long way. And here they go. Oh, and SPW comes together with him, a bit of squeezing and bumping. And now Jensen will get jump on from Ranger. Ranger will get through. But Jensen has the better tyre at the moment. SPW's going to give the slipstream low to Ranger and give nothing up to Jensen at all. And that'll give Ranger what he needs. Jensen's going to keep the nose in there, but I think Ranger will get through. And a little bit of tactics there to keep the VSR man at bay.
Oh, that was great. That was fantastic. Oh, God.
So Rage still holding his own. He's in P5. He's got Matty behind. And I think if Rage can finish in... Oh, Rage is going to go a bit wide into the second to last corner. Matty will just need to be aware of that. And through Matty now will go on Rage.
I've got to keep Jensen. Jensen carries so much speed through there.
And we're going to see a move in the hairpin here. He will roll up the inside.
He wants a bit of Stephen, he does.
Oh, and he's going to get him here. Stephen's going to try and push him across the road. The elbows will come out, but Ranger's not finished with this fight either. He'll put Jensen in a medium tyre sandwich. He's in the softs in the middle, although I think SPW is now being cleared. And Ranger and Jensen will go side by side into the chicane, but Ranger will have to relinquish that position, and Jensen gets through on his soft compound tyre.
Bradfield on Powell on the back straight as well. Medium versus soft.
And Pavel's seen how strong the medium was against the softs in the early phase of the race. It's kind of working against him now.
Yeah, I felt the mediums felt good. I wasn't losing any time to people on the softs. Although it was only a few laps, but
Yeah, Pavel was up from P14 to P4 and then eventually into the lead of the race on the safety car restart.
I loved his restart, by the way.
Nice and late. And look at Jensen into the last corner, he's having some fun with this. He'll get the move done in Kristaps, and look at the exit he gets there off the last corner. And through he goes even before turn 1. That was a cracking move, showing all of his skill right there.
This is why he's Mr. VSR, isn't it?
Very, very much so.
Oh, he's going to take a little bit of rage now.
And he waits for the DRS. He's giving them absolutely nothing, and the switchback comes around and through he goes yet again. And he'll have DRS for good measure, so he's really gave Rage it bad there. Jensen's going to try and keep him in the tow though. Rage is not giving up without a fight, and Adam has just exploded. That'll be Spencer at his antics. Oh, and Shiv's out. This could be a safety car inbound. It's a yellow flag and full course safety car. Pavel needs to give it up. He cannot keep fighting that one. No, 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 he can't be doing that. He's got to give that position back. I hope nobody gets a penalty from that one. That would be very harsh indeed. And while the safety car is out, we will take a little minute chat. I will be back. Did you come back, Adam?
I have, I need an invite though. My PlayStation just turned up.
I will see if I can send you one right now. An error has occurred because you will host.
Oops.
Is there no way you can rejoin? So.
No, it'd only be the new host that can send me an invite.
So I don't know if you'll be able to get in, Adam. Sorry.
No.
Just trying to sort something out.
I'm gonna see if I can click on. See if I can
Unlucky, Shiv. Unlucky, dude. One to the pits to go. Nadine, Mike, Clarky J. In fact, I think you see the full grid going.
Is it a safety car again?
Yes, sir.
Joe Bradford's listening. I've sent a request to join the lobby, Joe Bradford. Maybe you're the host now. If you could try and accept it whilst we're in the pits or something.
Peter's retired, so he might not be here anymore.
Oh. Oh. If anybody could try and send me an invite, would be much appreciated.
I don't know who would be the host at this point.
No, I don't. I think last time this happened, I just asked everybody to click obviously the racing, so I'm not expecting. Absolutely outrageous.
So they continue on, they pick up the safety car eventually.
Are you on board with Rage?
No, Pedro, who's leading the race.
I know, I can't believe it. Do you know what? Look, Chiv will join you when it comes, Chris. He's in the session, so that probably makes no sense.
Well, one of these guys, you need to just put a post to the guys in Discord, Adam, and ask them to send an invite if we're still in the session, because one of them might be host. Last race of the season, and that would be nice if you were here for the ending.
Yes. I mean, I can stay in the party. I can mute while the race is going on if you want Chiv to join you, and then I can unmute after the race, because obviously I can't see anything if I don't get an invite.
So safety car's going another lap, so all drivers on track should have an opportunity. So is anybody coming to send an invite? I don't think so.
You finally realised this. Maybe like to.
Yeah, so you've not been made host. Yeah, that means you're not host. It needs to be somebody else. One driver will have been given the host privileges. Wait, can I do it through the party? Let me just check. How does he do it? I don't even know how you do it.
Oh, right. Go to party on the little control pad in the...
Oh, your PS5 though, right? So safety car going in this lap.
Look, Chris, get Chiv in. I'll mute, and I'll watch on the stream, and then I can join back in once the race is done. At least then you have someone to do some co-coms with you.
Okay, well, I'm going to get the restart first,
Yes. Okay.
and then we will go from there. So Pedro's first restart of the season.
Oh, I need to get back on the stream for this. I need to see this.
So when is he going to choose to go? And he's going to go pre-last corner. He's going to try and get the launch. And away he goes. He gets a bit of a running Rob. He's going to scamper off up the road, but look further back. Clarkey on that fresh off compound tyre. He'll try and go down the inside straight away on the deep. And 3 will go. Robles picks up a time penalty for multiple warnings. But Pedro trying to look to the skies here and get himself off into the distance. Mike, our champion, still doing very well on the road on P5 on a fresh medium compound tyre, so he'll get punchy near the end of the race. As the Dave goes very deep in the brakes there and pushes Rob White. Will Rob put up a fight with his McLaren teammate? I'm sure he will, because he's champion now. There is no reason for any favours anymore.
Don't let him through, Rob.
But I think it's a done deal.
Oh, God.
And Rob, see, this is when it becomes tricky, because Jensen is right there ready to pounce. And Jensen will go through as well, and Rob's got to be careful because ENTXG and his fresh soft compound tyre is coming at him pretty hard now. Can Jay make the move on his fresh soft round the long way into turn 9? And he does get the job done. Rob pushed down now to P7. So remember, Rob restarted this race in P2 off the safety car, down 5 positions in the opening lap. Clarkey goes through Pedro.
Rob's as well though. Rob spun twice. So there you go. Clarkey's gone very, very, very well.
And as it stands at the moment, it's a Pedro, Mike and Jay podium.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And Pedro's... No, he'll come third in the race after time penalties, and through goes Nadim. Oh, Pedro's going to be careful there. He doesn't want to get too many penalties. He's now got Mike coming for the run here. Round the inside, and then here comes Jensen. But Pedro's not giving up. A fight gets all up behind Jensen as they go side by side down the hill. And Pedro, he doesn't get much opportunity to race these boys, but he's certainly getting stuck in about it. He's got Jane out for company behind on his fresh soft compound tyre. Down the back straight going. Pedro still in 85% energy, so he's holding on to that very, very well. But I think it will be no match for the soft compound tyre, especially when it comes to the braking zone.
They only retired for the last race of the season.
So Pedro now just really needs to hold on for these guys, although Matty gets through and hits fresh off compound tyre. Rob Will's down yet another position as Nelly and Ranger go hammer and tongue. Nelly will scamper over the corner, get a 3-second time penalty for good measure. This has been manipulated. Pedro not giving up without a fight. Matty though gets through that soft compound tyre, working very well at the moment. It will start to fall away though.
Well, that soft go at the end.
Yes?
Nice. Yeah. The mediums are the better,
Oh, 100%. I think Jensen, Mike and Nadim are on the right strategy. I think that's why we're seeing Clarkey pushing a bit. He knows he's got to try and get the damage done early in the stint, because the medium tyre for the last 4 laps will probably come back. Now look at this. Who'd have thought in the last OTL race of the season we would have champion versus champion for P3 on the grid. And the DRS train begins.
I mean, who do we want to win it though? I mean, obviously if Mike Stumpy's there, so Jensen's no less, but... It would be nice. Ooh, to see Mike win this for his last race.
Mr. Rage making some gains back through the grid as well.
Rage looks pretty comfortable for going no assist.
And it is getting all a bit punchy between these guys as Rage, Nelly go side by side. Ranger's involved in this as well. Sorry, Nelly's up the road. It's Rage and Ranger and Pedro. It's just the man in the older tyre kind of stuck there. Him and Rob in that alternate start. He'll try and roll it down the inside to Ranger. Don't think Ranger was aware that that was there. And Ranger will scamper across the track to hold on to that position. And Pedro into the pits. Is he going for a soft compound tyre here? And this could be a pit to the soft compound tyre.
Oh, it's got to be the soft.
And look at Jensen on Mike here, absolutely on the back of him now.
No yellow flag.
I think that was SPW.
I believe so.
And there we go, the feint from Mike, but Jensen still goes down the inside and Mike's going to give him absolutely no space. Jensen will eye up the cutback, just a bit aggressive on the throttle input. So Mike will get the run and he's still got the DRS to defend it off as well all the while. And the team's using all to try and put on some form of defence. And now the gap to Clarkey starts to fall. With 7 laps to go, can Clarkey hang on in that soft compound tyre? The tyre will get there. The question is, will the pace hold up to get him to the line in P1? Of course, he's got that penalty as well. You know, I'm quite glad that these guys are came because Mike, he's, as it stands, is going to win the race.
Yeah.
But he's been given a bit of headache while doing it.
Yes, yes, his reaction when Jensen, we found out Jensen was racing was top class. Absolutely fantastic. And then when I said, oh, I've invited Clarkey as well. Even better.
So Nadeem v Mike v Jensen one more time down this back straight.
See, Mike needs to make the move on the Dean and hope that Jensen can't and put the car in between.
Mike's going to defend this one and they're gaining on Nadeem, so here we go. Could it be 3 wide into the back straight? Jensen will try and go round the long way. Can he get 2 for the price of 1? And it's gave us an absolutely terrible angle, but Nadeem will venture out on front. Mike and Jensen still going side by side. He does not want to give this up at all. And look, he's in the slipstream effect now. And Nadeem will need to go to the inside line. They'll go 3 wide into 9. And somehow they've managed to squeeze 3 cars through. There's a bit of wheel back between Mike and Jensen. And Nadeem now gets the better of that fight. And Nadeem somehow survives at the end of the lap, still in front.
And Jensen's third. That's what I like to see.
And look, Adam, look who's coming to get involved in his fresh soft compound tyre. Jay is right there in P5 as well.
Ooh. This could get very tasty. Jay's been improving a lot. Is he in DRS? He is. No bottling now, Jay. No bottling.
Oh, yikes.
Have I done it? Oops.
I've seen no bot on it and then he's just fell out of the DRS range. And now Mike and Jensen are going to go again. They're side by side into 4. Mike will have the inside line for the hairpin and he's going to Max Verstappen Jensen at the hairpin. He's going to squeeze him out wide. But somehow Jensen still gets the power on. And none of them have DRS. So is he going to give that position back?
Oh, he gained an advantage there.
And look at Jay though, look at Jay in his soft compound tyre. He's not going to give Jensen an inch either. There's a little bit of contact and Jensen manages to hold on, but Jay in the superior compound tyre will have opportunities coming up, and all of a sudden the battle at the front absolutely explodes. Oh, and Jensen, he feints a nasty move down that second DRS zone. Mike Wiley in his championship rain note sees it coming, snatches the brakes just a few metres later and does not allow Jensen to slip the car up the inside. And is he going to go again? No, he's not this time around. And I think they're having fun, mate, at this point.
Well, maybe I should slip back into that party and have a listen to Mike.
Hear it directly from the horse's house, and now the horse's mouth, I do apologise. They've lost the DRS now to Nadim. Of course, Nadim's still a reserve.
Yeah, so it's Mike P1, JP2, and
Matty
P3.
on the podium.
I mean, look, what a way to end the season. Mike and Jensen scrapping.
Yeah, champion versus champion.
Yeah.
Now Mike needs to turn up on Wednesday night and do it one last time with him.
And at the moment, my champion's better than your champion.
Wow. Well, here comes my champion on your champion.
Well, my champion's going to defend like a champion.
Look, your champion's trying to be dirty.
He doesn't wash.
Oh, wow.
Oh, God, the champion.
So Jensen gets the better. Can they Jensen now pull himself and Mike back onto the back of Nadim? Because I'd love to see these three go at it again. Jay can come and get involved as well because he's in the DRS. Could it be a five-way fight? Come the end of the race. I agree, Leon, it has been absolutely spectacular.
Oh, Jensen, little moment there. I'm on Michael, come on my champion.
So, where does Mike capitalise on Jensen this time? Stephen is washed. That's from Matthew Walker in the chat.
I mean, Nige can say something like that, but the way he left the party, man, it was very childish. It's not like everybody laughed at him. God. I don't disagree with Stephen's washed.
Owen Clarkey's picked up another time penalty at some point, so Clarkey's on 6 seconds. And Scum is, oh, this could be a safety, oh no, I don't think will we get a safety car? I don't think so. 3 laps to go, no, I don't think so now. We will stay green flag to the end.
Still there. Oh, Paul. Happens to the best of us.
Scum, I think just maybe you'll be in classification range there. So I think you'll still get points for P13 at least. So at least you don't end the season pointless. Excuse the pun.
Hey!
Oh, Nelly's had a moment. Nelly's had a moment. He's fell down the order. What is it between him and Mr. Rage? And Mr. Rage now into P4. Although he's got a chunk of penalties that will see him trundle down the order quite dramatically. But he's got to take some happiness from the pace he's shown. And Clarkey, the only driver in the grid to have done a one stop.
Fantastic for doing the one stop, give him that. Did I get you saying that, Paul? I don't think I did. You're quite impressed if I did. It was a bit of a melee at turn one, to be fair. I got thoughts about it. But there you go.
So can we see Jensen close the gap here on Nadim? He will get a bit closer as we head down to the chicane at the back straight. Can he get the run?
What's Nadim's energy like?
3%. Absolutely spent, but then Jensen's only in 7, so he will really need to get a good run off a corner to get that job done, either off the hairpin or out the chicane, and get the run off the corner, because I don't think he's got enough energy to really be clinical in the pass from a distance away. As Chris Tips now gets through, and Mr. Rage, oh, and Mr. Rage just went round, he's just gone the throttle too much.
Yay! Where I'm delayed, I actually see the screen.
So let's watch the battle out front. 2 laps to go to close out the season for OTL. What a season it has been, full of ups and downs. More ups, as I said. I definitely feel like more ups this season than downs.
It's been a grinder. It's been a good one. Had the moments. There's some fantastic racing.
Oh yes.
Shame that Nadine wasn't here this season.
I know, because he has a good dynamic, I think.
Yes, yes.
So here comes Jensen on Nadim. Down into P2.
Oh, good. Who's up with Mike? Come on, Mike. Oh, Mike's out DRS and Dean. Dean's going to come back to Jensen. Ooh. Did Jay have a moment? Because he's dropped right up.
Maybe soft tyres just dying off because Clarkey is really starting to be pulled in by these guys behind as well.
Voila.
So last lap of the race.
Oh, Ranger has left or crashed?
Ranger? I think he's...
crashed before.
I'm not
Maybe
quite
he
sure.
left the session. Maybe he left the session and that's what popped up.
What is going on here between Nelly and Rage?
They're in the party together, so maybe they're discussing this. Maybe they want to have a race for the last lap.
So I was just sending a little message to Nadine. Is held on to the back of Jensen, but not able to get the job done. But Clarkey stepping in for the evening. He's going to be the man to take the checker flag, although the penalties will put him down the order a little bit. Of course, 3 reserves on the podium, so Mike, even when he's in that P4 slot, he was gave a headache for the evening. No champion gets it easy, but he will still be victorious in Abu Dhabi. But Clarkey will take the checker flag. Jensen will be P2 and Nadim P3, but Mike will take the official victory for OTL in the last race of the season. He and TXJ round in the last corner will round off his championship with a P2, and Matty will close the season out with an official P3. It'll be Kristaps P4, Rob's 5, SPW6, Nelly 7, Rage P8 and Pedro P9.
Just wondering who I can send for HR on Wednesday with Jensen about
So let's get Mike and Jay and Matty in for a little chat. That is a P2, Jay. P2, P1 for Mike, P2 for yourself, and Matty rounding out the season with a couple of podiums. Gets a podium in HR last week, Wednesday, and then drops himself a little podium this evening. Not too bad at all. Jensen getting the driver of the day from the game, but that's to be expected. But the points don't matter anymore, and of course the important thing is McLaren will be Constructors' Champion.
Yes, they will be. They will be, indeed.
So well done to, of course, Rob and to Mike on that front. But Jay joins us, we'll wait for the others. Hopefully Matty and Mike will join us also.
Jay joined and instantly muted.
No, my mic was already muted.
See? Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh. Well, you can mute again now.
Wow. So we just wait on Mike and Matty, and then we can get going with some chitty chats. The last chitty chats of the season. Why did Jensen join?
Probably did Jensen.
You don't officially get the win, Jensen. Not this time.
Do I win?
But very good job. Very good
You
drive.
win,
I will
Mike.
start with that
Mike,
one.
You win.
So we will start with you, young Michael,
Yeah,
on the track P4. But once you take the reserves out, that is an official P1. A very good day in the office. You were no champion should have the last race easy, and you and Jensen certainly went to town a little bit there in that race. That must have made it a little bit more enjoyable, or not?
No.
Well, from our standpoint, it was very entertaining. And Abu Dhabi's usually boring.
Oh, it was very boring driving. Like, very boring. I'm not gonna lie.
So did you not enjoy that one at all?
No, I can't. Like,
And
I even crashed out on qualifying on purpose because I just couldn't be bothered.
So, a little bit of mixed feelings then, Mike. Happy that the championship's done, but maybe glad to see the back of championship and game, at least on
Yeah,
this
I've
league
literally
anyway.
just deleted the game.
Oh wow. So that is it? Absolutely
Yeah,
all
that's
over?
it. That's all done.
Mike, Mike, you wasn't contracted to delete the game today.
Well, I've contract obliged.
I can't pay you £1 million now. I'm sorry.
No! You pay me with your love, Adam Mitchell.
Oh, fair enough. No, it was enjoyable watching you and Jensen go at it again, like you did a few games back. It was very enjoyable.
He overtook me off the track and I had to use all my ERS to get back past him. So I think if that didn't happen, I would have kept him behind for another few.
Oh, 100%. You were the better champion out on track tonight. Out of the two
I agree.
champions. Yeah.
I agree.
Jensen's washed.
What?
The bias.
Sorry, I had something in my throat there.
Oh, I'm joking on that as well. Washed.
Washed.
Oh dear.
And
No,
of
it was enjoyable. It was.
Of course,
Wait,
Mike,
send it off.
as well, that means the Constructors' Championship is also secured for you and Rob from McLaren. So very good job on that one as well.
Yeah, double champ now for the two.
Oh, of
last 2
course.
years. And yeah, it's a good way to go, isn't it?
It very much is. And I wish you all the well on your little time off.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll still hear your nippy Irish voice in some place, I'm sure. I'm sorry, I don't mean that.
Here you do.
Okay, maybe a little bit.
Does.
Yeah.
He means it.
But we wish you all the best, Mike. You were very, very good this season. A deserving champion. So very, very good job and well done today, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Jay, Mr. P2.
Yes.
Officially, think P5 on the grid.
Yeah.
Or unofficially, but at the line after reserves P2. And a nice way to close out the season. Pace looked good today.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with my pace actually. It was a shame that I've messed it up in quali at the end, but yeah, obviously I was never going to compete with like Jensen and Mike and stuff. But
Oh,
yeah,
I
happy
don't
to be,
know
like,
so
best of the
much.
rest of it.
Because you showed in that last stint, it was maybe just a couple of moments, and you just. The guys are going at that pace that even when you fall half a tenth out the DRS, it's very hard to hold on to it, but you still managed to pull yourself back into that zone a couple of times. So I think
Yeah.
today maybe highlighted just how far your paces came this season.
Yeah, I think maybe I could have been involved a little bit more, but every time I was within like DRS, I made a little mistake on a corner, and that's all that they need to get 3/10 on you. So, but yeah, I think I'm really happy with how I've improved this season, and like you said, this race kind of shows the improvement, I think.
So, championship inbound for Jay. First
One
champion
step
in the
at a
new area of car.
No, that's mine. I'm going to manipulate that. You heard it here first. No,
Could
Joe,
it be
you
possible,
have
Jay?
improved monumentally.
I don't know. I would say it's possible. It depends. New game, anyone can be like fast.
Come
and
on,
stuff.
be
I may
bold,
be
just
really
say, yep, I am for the championship, do it, you know you want to.
No mic, no challenge. Like no mic, and it's free.
That's it, it's a good
He's been holding me
attitude.
back all this time.
You're typical Irish. But very good job, Jay. It's nice to see you get a P2 the not J way. And you know exactly what I mean
Yeah.
when I say that. A nice, just
for sure.
normal drive to P2 in the grid. It's just a nice way to close the season out, and not like the headache podiums I think you've had earlier in the season.
Yeah, I much prefer these ones.
So good job today, Jay. Adam,
Thank you.
do you have anything for Mr. J?
Joe, I will say this now. Most improved over the season yourself. You are. And it's been great to watch, and I hope it pushes you on to go for a title next season. And I look forward to watching it. Or
Thank
racing,
you.
and
I'll
it
try my
depends.
best.
Depends on how it is. I don't know.
Yeah. Thank you.
Matty, did you join?
Good evening.
Good evening. You can't say you shithoused this one.
Yeah, I did.
No, I don't think so. Because if you take the reserves out, you would have been P3 for that closing stint. Remember, you got to take the reserves out of the equation, especially when there was some pretty fast guys added into the mix.
Yeah, I don't know what happened then. I think on the middle stint I was keeping up with intakes, but on that last stint I just couldn't keep up. I think once he got within DRS as well, the cars in front, the gap just got too big.
So from there, was it just kind of secure what position you had?
Yeah, there was no what I could do. I knew I was in trouble once I saw Jensen behind me, and then there was Mike somewhere doing the Dean. There was just lots of fast people.
So I think the most important question for you, Matty, at the end of the season, of course, you joined later. Have you enjoyed being part of it? Because I think you've had a very strong dynamic to the midfield, and if opportunity arises, you're one of the guys in the midfield that can strike on the podium, and maybe even better if it goes very in your favour.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. Yeah, I feel like I'm getting quicker already fighting with these lot.
And that's exactly what we like to hear. So
Yeah, I will say as well,
sorry.
since Matty's came in, he's been very fun to race alongside with and stuff. He's not like overly aggressive or looking to take you out. He's a great guy to race against, I'd say, as well.
Cheers,
So
mate.
there you
Thanks
go.
for that. I feel like I'm next to you on track nearly every race.
Yeah.
Did they just become best friends? Did we see it here? Ooh, friends! I'm telling you, these two will be fighting for a championship next season.
The thing is, I know Intex is quicker than me, so I feel like if I'm battling him, then I'm doing something right.
That's a very positive way to look at it, and I think a good compliment to Jay as well. I think that complements what we've been saying, that Jay's improved very well this season too. So very well done, Matty. A very, very stellar job in the P3.
Cheers, mate.
Jensen, you are here, so we'll have a quick chat before we wrap it up for the evening. Are you still here?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, yes.
You made that quite
You ain't gone
entertaining.
outside.
Was that a nice, enjoyable race for your first ever OTL race, Mr. Jensen?
Oh yeah, that was one of the funnest races I've had.
I think that's the most aggressive track movements I've ever seen you make at some point. Some of the flicks down the inside were very SPW-esque.
Yeah, I tried to keep them clean.
I think you did.
I had a few moments with rage, of course.
That's just his
failing to
crappy
use
no
his
having a
brakes.
line. Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun to battle Mike again, just like the old days back in HUR, which was fun to have and good way to him to round off the season and go into his break.
I agree. You gave him a headache, and I think that was a nice send off, although maybe doesn't feel it for Mike.
I mean, he was trying as hard as he could to keep me behind. He was saying it, but I was just trying as hard as I could, and it was hard as well. He was defending really, really well, aggressive but well.
Like a lion.
Yeah. Like a lion.
That's my champion.
SPW like that. But in the end, my champion prevailed.
Your champions are cheap.
So,
Gained a position
as you
off
said
track.
in chat, that's why he's missed the VSR.
I gave position
Yes,
back.
it is why. But it is exactly. That's why he's joined VSR. He is that good. So I can't take nothing away from Jensen. Never will.
Thanks for bolstering my ego, Adam.
You know, somebody's got to stroke it every now and then, Jensen.
So before we wrap up for the last time in OTL this season, it's been a very, very fun one. As I have said before, I think ups and downs, but definitely this season more ups than downs. It's been a very enjoyable season to commentate on. And yeah, until next season and a new area of game, at least from myself.
And me.
And Adam. Oh yeah, of course, Adam's here.
Yeah, I'm still here.
I forgot.
Before we go, Chris, can I just quickly say, Mike, are you still there, Mike?
No, he left.
Mike left the party.
Left.
Oh, well, I'll say it's on stream. Mike, thank you for being a part of HOR, OTL, and enjoy your break.
And on that lovely warming note, I will be back next season, and maybe, just maybe, something a little different in OTL, but that time will tell.
Ooh.
And from myself, from Jensen, from Adam, and from, we can even say it, Manager Jay, for the rounding out of the season, and Matty, I think he's still in here. Until next game, we will see you soon.